it's amazing the amount of work that's been done. We've had somebody working on the social impact of the road in its proposed form and how it would the noise. But with only about 4 kilometres from the end line to this new road, and either we're stuck in a horseshoe on a peninsula of land, everybody in the suburb will be overly affected with noise. And there's no escaping that at all. We know that if they do this and do it on a floodplain, they will disturb acid sulphate soil, which when it's disturbed gets into the air as sulphuric acid. That would leach into the Logan River. It would flow into Moreton Bay, which is heritage listed. It damages fish. It gives fish ulcers on their bodies. It does all kinds of terrible things. And also, acid sulphate soil also eats concrete. There's a bridge, I believe, at Tinmar, where every 20 years they have to do something to the pylons in the bridge.
We've lost native fish here anyway, straight away.
Yeah, all of those things.
As soon as they blocked the Tyler Creek into the wetlands here, we lost Australian blue eye fish. It would eat mosquitoes.
There's a meeting tomorrow night at the Brigalow of the Community and Wetlands Group, and we invite as many people as possible to come, and you'll hear about the work that's been done. We're trying really, really hard to make people aware so that people are actually talking about it. A lot of people say, oh no, it won't affect me, I live in the middle, it won't bother me. Well, it will bother them. It will absolutely bother them because we're all going to be affected. Trial Road will be a major thoroughfare. Will be where that new development is, where the land is for sale at the end of Trial Road, Liberty Road. That's designed to be cut away as a what do they call them, a runoff road.
Yeah,
one of those.
an exit road,
yeah. With a big roundabout over there. Goes right down the bottom of the line, on two sides of that concept, and we'll destroy the lifestyle of people.
Just through a suburb like that. Like, how can they just do that? You think it's okay?
Well, Eagleby's a pretty quiet suburb. It doesn't have the best reputation in the world. You know, it's a beautiful suburb, and since I've been involved with the group, I've been blown away and amazed by the passion and the commitment that people have to this place. Absolutely blown away.
Rob's been out setting out signs.
Yeah, so some people don't get it, some people say it's fine. Or it's just a catastrophe.
Kieran, how are you? Thanks.
This is the coordinator for today, Rob. He's sort of in charge because the owner of the property isn't here. And we'll just take it under his direction, I guess.
Yeah, good morning everyone. Thanks for turning out. We've still got stragglers turning up there and also the news and everything. We're hoping on getting at least 100 people here. We got, I think it was 87 people confirmed on Facebook said they'd be here, so we're just waiting on the stragglers turning up. And then we'll line up between the two posts I've got over here. You see the balloons on there. You'll get a visual effect when you're over there, what effect it will be on this property. So I've got the shiny balloons running on 3 posts running across this property. It'll give you the idea of the width because I've measured out 100 metres wide all the way through there between those posts. Looking from when you drove in, if you came in that way, the bloke who owns this place, half his house is where the corner of the gazetted land is, and the bloke over the back here, you see his sheds and everything down near the river. He's losing everything down there. The people that live over there, they're Warwick's parents. They're going to take their house, even though it only takes the corner of the front of the property. They're going to take the whole property.
So the council allowed that to be up?
The council also allowed for this gentleman to put in 32 lots right where we're standing now. That was already rubber stamped. and that's why they gazetted it straight away so that he couldn't go ahead with it. Meanwhile,
They can't
he's got
refuse
so
to give
much
it.
money tied in with
If
the
they own the
people that were
property,
going
how
to come
can
and
they
The government's got the
do
right to
this
assume it.
land. He's got to pay them, even though it can't go ahead. He's still got to pay them, and he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Even if he does build it
Do you
all,
watch the castle?
how can you sell it when you say your front yard's going to be a freeway? So
My
he's got a
little
lot of
man.
money tied up in this, and we're talking millions of dollars, not just hundreds of thousands or anything.
Not to mention the community that he's built up here as well, because he's got a polo club that runs off this property.
We've got the polo club runs down the back here as well, and he had big plans of what was going to be sold. Here was going to be put into the polo club and have live-in staff and everything, and totally do this place up to world-class polo. Unfortunately, his whole life's been put on hold because of this. This is just one person being affected. He's looked around, where can you get another 100-acre piece of land that's like this, that has a lake in it and everything? You just can't. Or if you go out bush, then yeah, you can find it, but then it's hard for anyone else to get to and from it. If he's right on the edge of town here, admittedly, it is, I'd say, the best block of land in the place. But unfortunately, TMR, they look from Google Earth and they look down and say, look, there's a green space, and that's the way they've decided they want to run it, instead of actually getting down and having a look. If they do put a freeway through here, it's got to be 25 feet in the air all the way through here. If you look down at Yatala, how the whole freeway is on stilts down there, this whole area would have to be the same if they did do it this way. It's ridiculous.
Cost a fortune. Put a road in here.
Yeah, it will.
We've also got Palaszczuk's got pressure on her to fix the M1 problem, and this is her idea. Is she handballs it to TMR. TMR say, right, okay, we've come up with a solution and this is it. And there's no options. I went to the meeting when TMR was here with Warwick, and they were bullying his parents over here into selling. And I happened to turn up just by accident because I didn't know which property or where to put the signs to start getting it out to the community where this freeway was going. And TMR are already there being sneaks. And when I spoke to the gentleman there that was in charge of the whole deal, he said there's no other options. And even Warwick said, surely there's other options. He said, no, this is going through. And at the time he said, look, I don't care if you offer me $100 million, I don't want to leave. He's got a racehorse that's buried on this property. This property is his life and his family's life, and he doesn't want to move come hell or high water. He's been here during the flood. The flood was nearly up to his house, and there was buses in the back paddock down there that were washed sideways right across there. What did he say? It was running to something like 25 knots.
25
It
knots.
was really running through here. We could hear it from our place just back there. You could hear it just gushing through.
Yeah, we were
And there are-
helping rescue people from down the road down there, rescuing horses out of here, onto the road.
Well, you can
down
imagine.
that road.
Yeah, someone died down the back there.
Yeah, he was out trying to get his horses and went
Yeah,
under.
not
didn't he?
knowing that his neighbour had actually taken the horses in.
Yeah. So it's really trying to put a freeway through is absolutely ridiculous. I've come up with the alternative. I don't know if anyone's been to the public meetings we have. I've come up with an alternative, or our group's come up with an alternative, which puts it about 4 kilometres that way.
We just heard about that
Yeah, from this gentleman
gentleman here, former mayor
off the
of
ferry
Logan.
road.
Okay. So yeah, where my option is, or the option I've came up with for our group, it's where they used to run ferries across. It's the highest point in the Logan River there, and it's nowhere near the floodplain. Or sure, floodplain's a floodplain. If it really comes up, it's going to hit everyone. But over there is the highest ground I could find in the area, and it's also where they used to cross with the ferry. It's not treading on anyone's toes nearly as much as what it is coming around here, and ecologically it's nowhere near as bad. Anyway, I've got to run over and I'll grab our bloke from the other gate. Claire's got any? If you've got any answers, you can talk to Claire or Marilyn. Marilyn's there. She's our spokesperson for the media. And yeah. I'll be back in a tick. I'll just go and grab our other fella from the gate.
And Gerwin? And Gerwin's there.
Oh, hi, Gerwin.
I'm hiding behind the phone.
Okay, I'll just go and go.
Thanks for coming because I know you're not well, so I appreciate it. Hi everyone. If you haven't signed the petition, we've got some here on the table and some pens if you
Did you? It's a new petition because we.
is it? I
Yeah,
can
because sign again because our old petition didn't have actual signatures. It only had names and addresses and phone numbers. So the government doesn't accept that.
Oh.
It's got to have signatures. Yep. So we got a whole new one started.
I'm the media spokesperson for the Eagleby Community and Wetlands Group. I've been active with them since the initiation of this meeting, this group. I'm also the president of the Homeowners Association at Palm Lake Eagleby, and we're directly affected by this proposed road. What's happening here today is we've gathered people together to demonstrate how many people it takes, or to demonstrate the width of the road that's been proposed and gazetted to go through this area and around this area.
And obviously there's a lot of people in this area. Just what do you think?
What is the effect? Eagleby is an island suburb. It's on a peninsula of land bound by the M1, the Logan and the Albert rivers. It's quite unique in that way. It doesn't butt onto other suburbs. It's got a long history, a long multi-generational history of farmers, people, all kinds of people, and people who choose to live here because of the rural atmosphere in the area, close to Brisbane, close to the Gold Coast, but quite beautifully situated. This road will mean that between the M1 and this new proposed road will only be about 4 kilometres in distance. So there'll be basically a horseshoe of noise surrounding Eagleby. It will make increased traffic on Fryer Road, which is the main road through Eagleby. There are 2 schools, 3 childcare centres, lots of activity on the road. At the moment, even at school pickup time, it's terrible, and if we have much heavier traffic going down there, it will just disrupt the whole suburb totally. Eagleby wetlands are internationally world standard. There's more than 250 bird species in them. There are endangered species, there are migratory species. 19 of Australia's 24 raptors live in the Eagleby wetlands. It's really quite unique. There is well documented acid sulphate soil in the area. It's been documented over many years. And that's in a floodplain area. If that acid sulphate soil is disturbed, it turns into sulphuric acid when it hits the air. That will leach into the Logan River, will flow into Moreton Bay and have long-term consequences in lots of areas. There are other alternatives possible. We are not against development, we are not against improving the traffic situation, absolutely. But what they have chosen to do and put it in this place is wrong on very many levels.
And I understand that there's some homes that are likely to be resumed.
Oh yes,
Run me through how many homes are affected?
on the land. Well, how many homes? Some of them, the numbers sort of don't really indicate. Some of the cane farms, a lot of the cane farms here have been resumed or under resumption notices. The land we're standing on now, the house behind us, the road will come through the back corner of that. So it will go through the back corner of a house that's a little further over here. It will go right across that lake area that's behind us at the moment. A lot of people, it's just have been given notices and don't know what will happen next.
Is there a timeline for this at this stage? Do you know when that land will be resumed?
No, we don't. We have been trying to find out. We've been trying to have conversations with government and bureaucracies and the like to try and get information. I personally was at a meeting back in March where we were given misinformation and basically untruths when direct questions afoot to people in power. We asked direct questions about when would this road be gazetted. This was on March the 13th. We were told it was sometime in the future with no definite answer. The road was gazetted 2 days later and had been signed off by a person in the room in January, at the end of January. So it's been very difficult to get accurate information from the people who are making these plans.
And I guess, how does that affect emotionally the people who've been told their homes will be resumed, but they just don't know when that's going to
I was particularly struck by a lady. I was helping on an information store we ran at the Eagleby Shopping Plaza, and a lady who came by and signed the petition that we've been raising for the last couple of months. And she told me that she lives on Eagleby Road. The proposed road will go through her kitchen and living room. Her husband was born in the house they live in. He's now 89. She has great-grandchildren, and she'd like those children to grow up in the area that she loves and is familiar with. Particularly struck me. There are people out very distressed. They're very distressed emotionally because they don't know when it'll happen, if it'll happen, what will it look like, and we've not been able, even though we've made application to everybody we can think of to get information, and we just have not been able to do that so far. We're just hoping to raise awareness. We're hoping that maybe some people in power might look and listen and realise that this is having a big impact on the community that doesn't know what's happening.
The birds are protesting as well. I mean, those birds are all going to lose their home.
Yes. Well, hopefully someone will see that. It's good that the media turned up. That's something.
Absolutely.
Got to put it out there at least.
And all those retired horses out there are going to lose their home.
Yeah.
They'll probably just get sent to the butcher, turn into dog food.
This farmer's not going to be happy.
He's not.
No. I mean, we haven't had rain for ages and it's full of water.
Oh, it gets fuller.
Yeah.
It's actually quite low.